Hello, Building with Papa. This video is about changing out a broken glass in an exterior window. This single hung window happens to be impact glass. Okay, it's a little tougher to do, but it's real simple and I'm going to show you how to do it. Okay, the glass came in today. It only took a week. I was very surprised. I bought the glass at Bliss Windows in Pompano. Oh, actually Fort Lauderdale. Anyway, first you got to clean the glass up really good. Go through it, make sure you have all the grease off of it, get her nice and clean. All right, then get your frames that you previously took off and that you already cleaned and got all the silicone out. So now these frames come in your top, your bottom, and your sides. Okay, now that you have the frames, remember to take them apart. You can see that in the first video, how when I took off the top, the bottom, and the sides, they appeared to be in one piece, but the silicone was actually holding them together. I showed you how to take them apart, so now instead of 4 pieces, you have 8 pieces. You have the actual frame, and then you have 4 clips. The clips are what actually helps hold the window in place. So now what you do is start to put the frame together so that you'll have the 4 pieces, and then the frame will be like one piece because you've screwed everything together. Then you're going to have the 4 clips. So finish getting your frame put all together, then get yourself prepared with your sawhorses. Put some towels on them so that nothing gets scratched, and then I'll show you how to apply the silicone and where to apply it. It'll take quite a bit, close to a tube just to set the glass in, and then probably close to a half a tube to then put on top of the glass, and that holds the clips in. Alright, well now we've just about got the frame together. Make sure you get all the screws in. If you're using the same old screws like I have, they may need to be cleaned up a little bit first in order to get them to go in smoothly. But make sure they're all tight. Okay, go ahead and get the frame situated, and then prepare yourself for installing the glass. Okay, now we have the frame together. Get a towel and put it on your sawhorse. Move your sawhorses closer together so that you'll be able to fit the frame on there nicely, and you don't have to worry about when you drop the glass in. And yes, I did say drop the glass in. I'm going to show you here how it's done. Okay, I have everything prepared, and now I'm going to silicone those edges. Checking everything, make sure that it's nice and clean. We don't have debris in there. Some old silicone may still be in there because there's some crumbles. Don't worry about it. Be generous with the silicone. Okay, there's a groove here that I'm laying the silicone down in, and you want to fill that up. So you see I'm going back and forth, back and forth. I'm trying to get the silicone all in that groove, but I'm not going to put too much to where it goes over the gasket. If you get some on the gasket, clean it off a little bit, but go ahead and continue and fill that groove up. All right, work your way all the way around the window frame. This part you definitely want to be generous, so that once the window goes in, it's going to flatten out all that silicone, and it's going to make the seal that you need. This is an impact window. You still would want to do a good sealing if it was regular glass, but also more for an impact window. You have um, your win codes that you've got to make sure this glass is going to continue to have. Okay, so now let me show you here a little close up on how the silicone is actually in. There's a groove there, and I've placed the silicone in that groove all the way around. It's quite a bit, but you see how I've left the gap towards the gasket. All right, there's quite a bit of silicone in there. I put it more towards the back, so when the glass goes in, it doesn't push it out of the gasket. But be liberal with it. It's better to have more in there than less. Okay, now once you've gone all the way around the frame and you've got the silicone in, your next step is to, yes, drop the glass in. So make sure everything's secure, sturdy, get your glass. Okay, you've already cleaned it. Put your edge in. Okay, now this is the tricky part, and you just drop it. There you go. Don't move it anymore. Just check and see that it's in there evenly so that you don't have a problem when you go to put your clips in. Okay, so that's what I'm checking right now, that everything's sat in there very well. I don't have any voids. Silicone is all the way around the glass, creating a tight seal. Okay, now the next part, silicone again. Now you're going to put the silicone in towards the back, but on the glass and towards the back, so that when you put the clips in, the clip is actually going through the silicone and then flattening the silicone onto the glass. And yes, you can still be liberal with it. You don't want it to pop out past the gasket that's on the clip. So keep it more towards the back, but on top of the glass. The clip is going to push the silicone in around that glass and create a very nice, tight seal. Take your time. It's not going to dry up on you, but go ahead, go all the way around. Make sure you go all the way around the window and you don't have any voids. It is very important. Okay, so get that bead on the glass but towards the back. I'll show you this close up of how it should look before you put the clips in. Okay, see how the silicone is towards the back? Okay, but it's on top of the glass. So when the clip slides in, it's pushing the silicone in and around that glass. All right, now I've put all the clips in, but I just put them, laid them into place. Now you take your rubber mallet, okay? You can work your top, your side, wherever you want. Grab your clip, and the reason I put them all in is so that they're even. So you're not pushing them back and forth, that you're trying to get them in the right place, because once you set it, you don't want to take it back out. Okay, it appears that they're all in a good spot, so now you have to hold it and use the rubber mallet. You're going to hit it, strike it towards you. There's a little groove that the clip sits in. If you're not sure what it looks like, go back to the first video. I showed you the clips. I showed you the grooves. And you can see how they'll fit in there. Make sure you have cleaned them thoroughly before you do this, because if you don't, you're going to have a really tough time. All right, now this takes some work because you've got to set it. The clip has to be set into place. You don't want to have gaps, so put your hand on the clip, pull it towards you, and hit it with the mallet. Make sure it's a rubber mallet, and strike it towards you. And you'll start to feel it start to set in place. If you start at one end and it's in place and keep working to the other end, it should stay there. If it doesn't, go back through. Make sure this window clips are set in place thoroughly. Okay, now once you've done that, you've got to let it dry. You want it to dry so that the window doesn't move around, but if you've measured it correctly, it shouldn't move because it's in there embedded with that silicone. All right, well, let's go get this installed. All right, here we are now getting ready to install the window. I actually let it dry for a couple days. There was no rush to get it in. The people had sold the house, and now I just have to go in and put it in. That's your spring, your tension rod. There's one on each side. I slide the window in to one side, push it in, and then center it into the window to where you can slide it up. You slide it up, and then the tension springs, there's many different types. This one happens to have a metal bar on the bottom, and you just screw it to the bottom of the window. It's very simple. So I did that. You see the little plastic clips around the edge of the window. You have 4 of those. Once you have the springs in, push it down, attach the neoprene clips. That'll keep the window from sliding in and out. Okay, it's complete. Well, I hope that video helped you. If you want to leave some comments, I'll answer you back. If you have any questions, please feel free. Remember to like, subscribe, and ring that bell. All right, Building with Papa. See you on the next one.